and pay tribute to Scouting, which is more than 100 years old.
Now as we look all around us, Scouting in action we see, when fun and adventure as bad and how are meant it to be.
Under the sky, striving for truth and spirituality, each Cub Scout learns to show steadfast loyalty.
Let us all join together through our program we go.
Beginning tonight, showing our sign, we will recite what we strive to show.
Scouts, please stand. Scout sign. Scouts in the audience too. And we'll recite the Scout oath. On my honor.
Do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, help other people in all time, teach myself physically strong, mentally awake, and always restrained.
Thank you, Scouts. You can be seated. I'm going to pause for just a second. We honor our Arrow of Light Scouts tonight as they move on from their journey in Cub Scouting, but this is obviously also a big moment of transition for some of us adults too. For all of us in the audience who are AOL parents, this is a big point of transition where we all go from joining our Scouts at every meeting and event to dropping them off and saying, have a great time. And parents of younger Scouts, in another couple of years, that will be you too. And for those of us who have been involved in pack leadership or den leadership, we get to not only see our own Scouts move on, but a whole group of Scouts that we have been responsible for move on. So it's a big moment. I just wanted to take a second to say thank you to all of the Scout leaders and all of the Scouts here on stage and in the audience who made this a really special experience for me. Ryan and I started Scouting even before we came to Ashland, and so coming to Ashland and having a group and a community of Scouts to be able to join and be a part of, and who welcomed us so much, was really special. And it speaks to the connectedness of Cub Scouts and Scouting families all over the world, but certainly here. And it's been a wonderful group to be a part of, so thank you.
Good evening, everybody. So I've got a pretty serious farewell speech prepared, but anyone who's ever been on one of my hikes knows I really like Mad Libs. So I'm gonna just grab a handful of words from our Scouts to help lighten up what is otherwise a serious speech. So Elias, can I get a number? That's 200. Jace, can I get a plural noun? Scrambled eggs, all right. William, can I get a verb? Sneeze, all right. Jacob, can I get a household item? Toaster, all right. And then Tommy, just a living thing? Penguins, all right. Right, and then this is the one that always kind of makes me a little nervous at these things. Andrew, can I get a body part? Left earlobe, good job, bud. All right. All right, so those words again are 200, scrambled eggs, sneeze, toaster, penguins, and left earlobe. All right, so, well, first of all, it's kind of surreal having our Scouts up here after celebrating so many years of crossovers. Our turn across the bridge always seemed so far away. And just like that, here we are. The journey started as Lions in the fall of 2019, a mere 200 years ago. That very first pack meeting at Faith Community Church was the first time in a real long time for me that I had seen the Scout sign raised to get everybody's attention. And once the pack recited the oath and law, all those words came rushing back, as did all the memories of my own Scouting days, which got me super excited to introduce my son, Andrew, to this experience. There were certainly some bumps at the outset. First, we had to plan events around those EEE mosquito restrictions. Then soon after that, of course, the pandemic forced us to hold den, pack, and even committee meetings over Zoom. Even the Pinewood Derby was fully remote. We had a crew of socially distanced den leaders racing our handmade scrambled eggs live on YouTube. The challenges we endured together were all above and beyond the typical demands of scouting, but we prevailed. And in doing so, our scouts develop skills that they'll retain for the rest of our lives. You know, we attend these meetings and we look forward to interacting with our friends, running around, letting loose, etc. But amidst all that well-deserved fun, we also partake in many enlightening and enriching activities, seemingly to fulfill requirements. But these activities, collectively, well, they actually amount to some tangible skills. For example, as scouts, we learn how to survive in the wilderness, how to camp, how to hike, how to respond to emergencies, how to sneeze like penguins, how to stick to a budget, how to build things with our hands, like Pinewood Derby scrambled eggs, how to be loyal members of the community by providing helpful services to our neighbors, including the door-to-door delivery of wreaths, Hanukkah candles, and toasters. We strive to be kind to the environment, to our families, to our friends, and of course to ourselves by learning about healthy eating and exercise. All these skills are generally acquired by people much later in life, if ever at all. And as scouts, we develop these skills early and voluntarily because we choose to. You all make this choice and do so alongside plenty of other activities and responsibilities. I know how busy many of you are because I've seen so many of you competing in ball fields, performing on stages, and enjoying town events. But despite your busy lives, you still make the time and the choice to excel as scouts and build these valuable skills. And in light of that, I hope that all the scouts in the room, all of you, I hope you're all incredibly proud of yourselves because you deserve to be. And for whatever it's worth, know that I'm proud of you too. And above and beyond that, trust me when I tell you that your parents and families are especially proud of you. And as I scan the room, I see a bunch of nodding heads and nodding left earlobes. So I say this unequivocally with 100% confidence. They're all very proud. So on that note, please allow me to take the opportunity to thank you, everybody in the room, the scouts, their families, the volunteers alike, for your collective efforts in helping to shape and enhance these last 200 years. Thank you for all your cooperation, your attention, your great attitudes, your hard work, and for being exceptionally skilled at keeping the meetings fun, skibbity. For me, and especially fun for your fellow scouts, skibbity dub dub dub, sigma. And lastly, thank you for allowing me to play even a small role in your scouting journeys as one of the leaders. And by the way, for any moms, dads, or other caregivers in the room who have ever considered a volunteer role, I can assure you that it is well worth the ride and well worth the effort. But for me, after tonight's crossover, I'll no longer be one of the leaders at the Cub Scout level, at the pack or den level. However, as a proud parent of a rising Boy Scout, I look forward to witnessing the ongoing progress that all of our new Boy Scouts will undoubtedly make as they continue to evolve into leaders in their own right. So, from the bottom of my left earlobe, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Some of the Arrow of Light Scouts will now read about the 7 arrows of the Arrow of Light. Their den leader will light a candle at each reading, letting the flame represent each of these values. Will these scouts please go now to their stations?
Every Cub Scout here has promised to do their best, to do their duty to God and their country, to help other people, and obey the law of the pack.
Tonight we will see scouts advance highest-ranked Cub Scout, the Arrow of Light, and truly know they have done their best.
The first ray of wisdom. Wisdom does not
knowing everything, but putting the knowledge you know
to
great use.
The second ray is courage. Courage doesn't mean you are never afraid, but that you do what you must in spite of your fears.
ray is self-control. Self-control is not just controlling your temper, but controlling yourself and act thoughtfully and rationally in everything you do. The fourth ray is justice. Justice is treating everyone fairly without prejudice, just as you would want to be treated. Fifth ray is faith. Faith is believing and trusting in someone something without the need for physical proof or evidence.
The sixth ray is hope. Hope is looking forward to the future with optimism, trusting that things will work out for the best, and believing that you can make a difference.
The seventh ray is love. Love is caring for others and putting their needs ahead of your own. This applies to your family, friends, and others.
Thank you, Scouts. Okay, so as you see, we do have a lot of Scouts here today, and normally we would invite both parents to come stand up with their Scout. At this time, we're going to reverse Sophie's choice, and we can have one family member for each of the Scouts. Please come up and stand behind their Scout. Because your family helped you out your climb, they will now be present with you to receive the arrow you have created that represents your journey towards the arrow of light. At the base of these arrows are 3 feathers. The 3 feathers represent the 3 groups which support and uphold the Scout: their den leaders, their families, and their pack. The shaft of the arrow is long, straight, and true, a reminder to the Scout to always be straight with and true to themselves, and that this is sometimes a difficult and long journey. At the tip of the arrow is a sharp point, reminding the Scout that it must always remain sharp, alert, and aware. Each arrow has the same parts, but each arrow is different. It is individual. Each arrow represents the Scout's own trail through the Cub Scouting. The arrow of light is important. It is the only Cub Scout badge that can be worn on the Scout uniform for the rest of your life. But more important than the badge itself is what you have learned, the work you have done to help others, and the fun you have had earning it. We will now hand the Arrow of Light badge to each of the adult family members and ask them to turn to present it to you. So Scouts, if you have your Arrow of Light in your badge, please hand it to your parent. With that, our duty is done. May the arrow of light shine forth from you, and may you set a worthy example for others to follow. Congratulations to these Scouts. May you see many exciting adventures on the journey that lies ahead of you. Please join me in congratulating these Scouts and their families with a huge round of applause. The exciting time of the crossover. Arrow of Light Scouts joining Ashland Troop 232. Please stay seated until your name is called. The bridge before you is a symbol of your crossing from Cub Scouts to all that lies before you. And you have all prepared yourselves well for this crossing over. I now invite the Scouts and the leaders from Ashland Scout Troop 232 to come forward. Hello, Scouts of Troop 232.
Hello, Scouts of Pack 3001. What do you desire?
We have 20 of the Scouts in our pack who have prepared themselves for entrance into your troop. Each has contributed much to their den and pack, and we shall miss them.
We welcome your Scouts to join our troop and learn our ways.
Scouts, you are now leaving us to enter Ashland Scout Troop 232. There you continue to grow in scouting skills and friendships.
Den leaders, please bring your Arrow Light Scouts, their family or family members forward to the edge of the bridge that joins our pack and troop at one at a time. I will send my Scouts over to escort each Scout and their adult family member over the bridge.
You will be given the neckerchief of our troop, Troop 232. It shows the world that you are one of us now. Wear it with pride, as many have done before you. When your name is read, please pause at the beginning of our bridge, wait to be met by a new fellow Troop 232 Scout, then be escorted with your adult family member across the bridge to Troop 232 Scouting. Sam Collette. Jace Cutler. Elias Doyon. Jacob Feder Ewell. Jacob Fellenbaum. Jack Francis cannot be with us tonight. Evan Gunasakara. Virat Koparapu. William Caustic Lapore. Omkar Kashir Sagar. Ryan Lavador. Tommy McKay. Christopher Mahoney. Cameron McHugh. Patrick Morin. Shreyon Nakanti. Noah Romano. Aryaman Srinivasan. Andrew Suarez. Ananth Vignesh.
As Scoutmaster of Ashland Scout Troop 232, I welcome you and your family members. There are many traditions in Ashland Scouting that will interest you. I'm only a guide for these Scouts. These Scouts are the ones who will help experience the world of Scouting. Welcome to our troop. Before I say congratulations, wow, 20 new Scouts for us. This is fantastic. So, just so you guys know, Wednesday night's our first meeting. We're right back here. Moms, dads, come on down. We'll talk all about it. And then our next camping trip is next month. Hopefully you guys are all going. Please join me in congratulating these Scouts on the completion of the Cub Scouts and crossing over and embarking on their new adventure in Scouting.
For everyone in the room who's able, please rise. Scouts, here on the stage and in the audience, Scout sign. And together, let's all recite the Scout law. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Thanks, you can all be seated. Before we close, we're almost done. Before we close, since tonight, this very night, is the 115th anniversary of Scouting, I wanted to touch on some of the people that all of you Scouts are connected to through this history and legacy of Scouting. So just a few people who are some of the remarkable people who have been Scouts over the years. Astronauts like Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, inventors like Philo T. Farnsworth, and if anyone doesn't know who that is, that's who invented the television, so a very important person in all of our lives. Business leaders like Bill Gates and Sam Walton, who founded Walmart. Star athletes like Hank Aaron and Michael Jordan. Civil rights leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. and Percy Sutton. Entertainers like Jimmy Stewart, Harrison Ford, Jack Black, and Chris Pratt. Along with Presidents Kennedy, Ford, George H.W. Bush, Clinton, George W. Bush, Obama, and Biden. All were either Cub Scouts or Boy Scouts. So these are all some of the famous people out there. I can't wait to see what all of you Scouts do in the world. I'm going to lead us in a closing reading, and then we will get to some dinner together. This is called Blessed Are the Cub Scouts. It's accredited to the National Capital Area Cub Scouting Council. Blessed are the Cub Scouts who are taught to see beauty in all things around them, for their world will be a place of grace and wonder. Blessed are the Cub Scouts who are led with patience and understanding, for they will learn the strength of endurance and gift of tolerance. Blessed are the Cub Scouts who are provided a home where family members dwell in harmony and close communion, for they shall become the peacemakers of the world. Blessed are the Cub Scouts who are taught the value and power of truth, for they shall search for knowledge and use it with wisdom and discernment. Blessed are the Cub Scouts who are guided by those with faith in their fellow man, for they will know the value and strength in the community of others. Blessed are the Cub Scouts who are loved and know that they are loved, for they shall sow seeds of love in the world and reap joy for themselves and others. So, at this time, we are going to transition to the second half of the evening. We will all have a meal together. Give us a moment, and in a moment, we will start to dismiss table by table just to keep some level of organization. What I will ask everyone to do when you go in line to get some food is to go out that back door to the hall. Go in the hall and loop around to this front door, and then come join the line at the table here. There you can get food on both sides of the table, so we can try to move the line quickly. Everyone, please go through, help yourself. Stuff is labeled. There is some stuff for folks who are gluten-free, there is some stuff for folks who are vegetarian, and there is stuff for folks who eat other stuff too. Hope everyone enjoys what's over there. Enjoy, have some food together. We're gonna have a slideshow showing of some of our Scouts who are here as Arrow of Lights through the years. Partway through dinner, we will pause. We will have some recognitions for some folks involved with the pack. And then we will eventually have some cake, and who doesn't love cake? I think that's everything that I wanted to say. Yes, families, stay up here for a second. We're going to take some pictures of Scouts by the bridge with their other adults of AOLs. Please come join us up here. We can take a few pictures while other people start getting food, and then we will all proceed from there.